Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your lovely host, Shorty, and today I'm reviewing World's Finest. What's Batman Superman World's Finest, given its full, unreasonably long title. And I felt like I was actually going to struggle to review this one for a couple of reasons. First off, the artwork. It's Dan Mora and Tamara Bonvill on basically art and colouring. And if people will not be aware, one of my favourite comic books I'm reading at the moment is Once in the Future by, I was struggling to remember the guy's name, Kieran Gillen, but with art by those two people. And it is absolutely amazing. It's one of the best looking comic books I'm reading right now. I genuinely adore it. And it's not like it's just that. If you go back and check out Klaus with Grant Morrison, that's Dan Mora's artwork, and it's amazing. Go and check out the run of Detective Comics with Mariko Tamaki. That is Dan Mora. The guy is great, and it's almost kind of hard to really tell you how great he is without just revisiting old ground. He is brilliant. He does absolutely fantastic character studies. He does brilliant action. He's great at emotion. He's great at wide shots. He's great at close detail. He just seems to love his job, and I can't really hold that against him. He's great at it. If I was him, I'd love it too, and I'd do every single thing I get the chance to. This one does feel different because of the writing style, but only in the way that it feels a little bit more classic Superman. I can't really talk about classic Batman too much. I've not really read much of it. I'm very much like only really aware of the new stuff. But in a weird kind of way, Superman, although yes, there has been changes, kind of the best way to think of Superman is as classic Superman. You know, he is the continuous, everlasting Boy Scout. He is America's finest superhero, but not just America's. But even he's kind of changing a little bit, and he's kind of admitted in Superman, Son of Kal-El, him and Justice League did make some mistakes, didn't do things the way they should have done, basically played around a little bit, having fun with being superheroes rather than doing what's actually best for the people in the world. This is kind of like return to that classical. And when I say a return, it is set in the not too distant past of the DC universe. Don't know exactly when. I'm trying to get it from a case of who's playing Robin. But who's playing Robin? Sorry, who's in the Robin costume? You get a point when it goes, there's an actual flashback, and it's very clearly, I was going to say Tim Drake then, it's very clearly Dick Grayson, because he is wearing the tiny little shorts. But for the most part, he's not the tiny little shorts. Make me think it might be Tim Drake, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked into it. There's no real reference to who the person is other than just being Robin. Which is a little bit frustrating, but not the end of the world. I don't particularly mind a little bit of ambiguity there. But that kind of begins and ends the ambiguity for it. Yes, there is a villain who we have to try and figure out who they are. There is some clues, but I think it's deliberately left to be a question which you're not supposed to be able to answer straight away, unless there's people with a whole bunch of information on Superman mythology and Doom Patrol even, who will be like, yeah, it's cool, I told you who that is. Yes, Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is in this comic book, and it is a weird and possibly the most interesting thing that happens in the comic book. Definitely the most interesting creative choice. Because as much as I do love the artwork and I like the idea of classic Superman stories, and I do like it whenever Superman and Batman hang out together, I think they're a great a great buddy cop show kind of double act. I think they're fantastic. It doesn't really add anything new. So when I say classic Superman, I don't necessarily mean that in just oh my God, thank God, another classic Superman. It's just like, oh yeah, another classic Superman. When I was reading it, it did remind me a little bit of actually some of the early Action Comic stuff I've read, even down to breaking it into what feels like smaller parts. So each story you get within it is only a few pages long, and then just to the next chapter. But then, yeah, they introduced the Doom Patrol, and that is interesting because it's not a setup you expect. It involves the head of the Doom Patrol, the scientist in a wheelchair, getting ready to perform really weird, creepy experiments on Superman to get the red kryptonite out of his heart that is slowly poisoning him and making him mutate randomly. That's brilliant. I love what's going on there. I think that on its own is a great idea for a comic book. But for the rest of it, it does feel very safe, very middle of the road, enjoyable. I can't stress enough how much fun I had with this, but I've often said when you're doing genre fiction, you can do so much more than just stories of supermen and crime fighting. There is more to do out there, and I don't think this does it. I think it veers very closely to that safe line that DC is very happy to tread with these characters because, as I said in the past, they want to sell lunchboxes with them on. And this is a really good example of that. If that's all you want, you will not be disappointed. But if you want something a little bit more, this is not the best story about Superman and Batman that you can get right now. Sad to say. That's it from me today, though. I will be back tomorrow. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.